we're going to respond to the recent video by Not Just Bikes titled Designing Urban Spaces That Don't Suck. Now first, let's be clear. We love Not Just Bikes. We also love Strong Towns, City Nerd, and Oh the Urbanity. So our criticism is not intended to bash any channel, but to point out that even the urbanists we most admire can have blind spots. Let's play a game called What's Missing. Look at this image, or this image, or this image, which Just for Bike uses as examples of good urban fabric. What's missing? We're going to step back and make a leap here. We're going to talk about a movie called Objectified and a company called OXO. To us, the most memorable observation of the movie is that designing for extremes can benefit everyone. According to OXO, Sam and Betsy Farber were cooking together when Betsy's arthritis made it difficult to use an old-fashioned metal peeler. So they created the OXO handle in order to make it easier for Betsy. But Sam discovered that lots of people, including healthy, non-arthritic people, enjoyed using these implements as well. And Objectified noted that when you design for the extremes, i.e. the weak, the infirm, the elderly, and so on, the people in the middle often simply live better lives. The Americans with Disabilities Act requires that many more places are accessible to people in wheelchairs. This also means that non-handicapped people, such as a mom with a baby carriage or a tourist with luggage, can get around much more easily as well. So in fact, designing for the extremes can benefit everyone. When we talk about the extremes in the context of houses and cities, we are really talking about children and seniors. And this is our criticism of urbanism. It seems that most of the ideals of urbanism only benefit adults in their prime, say from the age of 25 to 65. Adults have jobs and money. They have health, they have energy, they have self-control. They can navigate complicated urban streetscapes. When they walk into a plaza and feel like sitting down, adults don't mind going to a cafe and ordering a Coke or a beer. So what are the problems with kids and seniors? First off, they have little money. So they don't need a shop to go browsing in or a cafe to go sit at because they can't afford it. Second, they may lack self-control or energy. A distracted 10-year-old may be unaware of the need to hustle out of the way of a tram. A 75-year-old with arthritis may be unable to hustle out of the way of a tram. Today, 40% of homes in the United States have children under the age of 18, and even more have seniors living in them. But there is no place in urban America that is also designed for kids and seniors. Furthermore, there is no place in urban Europe or urban Japan that is designed for kids and seniors as well. Andrew Cameron, who helped design Poundbury, is proud of the fact that kids are playing in the street. Strong Towns was proud of the fact that they grew up playing in the street in Chicago in the early 2000s. Are these places safe enough for kids? They are certainly safer than playing in other places, like on freeways. But we do not believe that they are safe enough for anyone else's children. Because today, cars still have priority over children in streets. And battles between children and cars remain one-sided. We speculate that this is part of the reason why first worlders are having fewer and fewer children. There simply is no safe place for children in urban America, urban Europe, or urban Asia. And this is the fault of urban design. Let me give you an example. Here's a picture of a new suburb in Albuquerque. Notice that in this neighborhood, there are no backyards, so kids cannot go out back and play. There are no front yards, so kids cannot go out in front and play. There is a small park, but the meandering streets make it far away from many homes. There are only streets where the kids should not play. The neighborhood is far away from public transport, so kids cannot go anywhere. The only option is for the kids to get their parents to take them somewhere, maybe to a trampoline park or something like that, which also produces money for the city, or to sit at home in their bedrooms and play video games online. No wonder modern society has a loneliness problem. Here is a picture of a downtown neighborhood with all of the same problems, except that public transport is available. The neighborhoods designed by the developers and the city planners in Albuquerque can damage the lives of children. Similar comments apply to seniors. We don't actually blame the developers and planners. We think they're mostly concerned with their codes and rules, which don't even mention the welfare of children and seniors. But we notice that this is the same problem that affects not just bikes. They didn't care about children either, and they moved to the Netherlands for their children. We could ask, where is the vision from planners and developers that includes all residents of the city? We note that children don't vote, so politicians don't have a reason to care, and children don't buy houses, so developers don't have any reason to care. But it's also not the job of planners and developers to be visionaries. The visionaries are people like Chuck Marohn and Jeff Speck. Visionaries strive to think in new ways, and they give everyone more work to do. But planners and designers strive to solve practical, everyday problems for their particular cities. And they already have too much work to do. We would note that current practices in development and planning have undergone many, many decades, if not centuries, of refinement. So without doubt, planners and developers are doing many, many things very well. Consider the advances in fire safety. However, clearly there is a lack of imagination for kids and for the elderly. Without doubt, planners and developers have a long way to go. Let me restate the problem. The new urbanism addresses a variety of problems very well. For example, the affordability of housing, the financial health of cities, as well as the environmental impacts of cities, as well as the quality of life for adult members of society. However, new urbanism completely ignores the well-being of children and the well-being of seniors, which includes 2/3 of all homes. We believe that if cities were also designed for kids and seniors, then everyone would live better lives. If it wants to create truly great cities for all residents, urbanism needs to go much further than it has gone so far. Now, we don't want to only complain without also providing some hope. In our next video, we will make a proposal for how we might address some of the problems that we have discussed. We will sketch out a development that could occur in an actual lot in Albuquerque.